Let's rock and roll, bro. So guys, this is episode 15, maybe. I don't even know.
I believe so.
Something like that. It's been a minute, man.
Yeah.
We've been busy, dude.
Yep. Yeah.
I
Man.
have some new things going on in my life, so. But, want to introduce yourself again, bro?
Yes, sir. So I'm Marquise. You probably seen me on previous episodes, probably at least more than 5 episodes at least. It's good to be back, chilling with the guy. Talking a lot of real shit.
Yeah, man.
So,
yeah. We
yes,
got
sir.
a few ideas. I know you wanted to talk about a couple of things. You want to talk about imposter syndrome, because I know I constantly have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
To you, how would you define imposter syndrome before we started?
Well, at least to me, my experience, I would say imposter syndrome is, when you accomplish something that, let's just say you've been working hard to get, and then when you finally get there, you question if you deserve it, if you actually put in the work to get here. Is this where you're supposed to be? And I think honestly that's what I believe it to be, imposter syndrome. And if you, if this is something that you're really meant to be, where you're really meant to live in this position and be that person in that position.
Right. And I know I felt like that a few times, as early as back when I even just decided that I wanted to be a PT.
Yeah.
I started the process of taking classes, changed my major, and sometimes I'll think like, why am I doing this? Would I even make it? And if I made it, would I be even any good?
Yeah.
So that's even like I've had that forever, man. But like when you get in a situation like that, how do you deal with it?
Honestly, so for me personally, I actually just deal with it because more recently we talked about it. I just got accepted into University of San Diego, so
Congrats, man.
Appreciate that, brother. And I was working hard to get into this program because I felt like this program was the best for me, and the program being integrated engineering, so pretty much interdisciplinary engineering program, which teaches me just the baseline of all types of engineering and how to manage them as a workforce setting or a career setting. So I would say with how I balance it is I always try to remember where I came from, how many times I failed. I think that's important because, on this life, at least for me, and this journey for you as well, this life journey, it's important to fail. It's important to fail. Preferably fail forward, but if you fail backward, it happens. But at least that failure gives you experience, right? That experience that, okay, I was able to do this to the threshold before failing, or even after failing. I have this experience that I can always tap back into. I can always go back into this moment and feel, okay, what did this failure teach me? Did it propel me forward? Did it even me out? Did it tell me what my floor is so I can work harder to achieve my ceiling? So for me, I would say it truly, I like to go back and just to go back and actually feel what it is in that moment that led me to accomplish what I accomplished today. And for me personally, that was when I attended Xavier University in 2013, and I felt imposter syndrome there because being from Philly, traveling to Cincinnati, where Xavier is a Jesuit school, I guess in some instances, highfalutin school. You get a lot of people that attend to have trust funds or people that can just dole out dollars, just without blinking an eye. So I think about that failure during that time, and I let everything get so big around me, and I became so small. But now, from that failure and remembering that, and obviously joining the Air Force and trying to go back to school a couple times and it didn't work out, I needed to actually really absorb that failure, absorb it, and allow myself to later fail forward, which is where I'm at, where I am now. So now I can look back and say, yo, I fucked up. I let the world get too big, but now I can look back and feel somewhat confident that I know what that feels like. I know how to fight that. I know how to combat that. I have good healthy habits, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it, having healthy habits too. It reminds me of when, because I look back at probably one of my, I won't say, I guess it wasn't really a failure because I made it, but when I was in PT school, I was having a lot of issues at the university, where I even got held back a little bit. I don't want to go into too much detail.
Understood.
But
I get it, man.
it was tough times, man. And I look back and I remember when I got the news that I was getting held back, I went into a study room with a couple of like my friends from school, and I just like laid down on the floor. And I still remember Jake. He said, "Hey man, you need to get up." He's just like, "You're not done yet. Get up." And I was just thinking, I was like, oh, fuck, I don't even want to get up. Like that's how I was like that. I was like at that point where I'm like, I don't have the fucking energy for this shit anymore.
Yeah.
But I got up, and long story short, I did what I had to do. There was some tough moments where now I look back at, or even fucking when I worked at the hospital, man, that job fucking blew chunks. When I used to work at a telemetry station front desk, and the nurses there were pretty brutal, very difficult work environment. And I remember I wanted to quit the first day. I went home, like, I actually cried that night. I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Because I was thinking at the time, it was between undergrad and PT school. I had applied for PT school. I didn't get in the first try. So I'm trying to get this job just to make some cash to apply again, because it's expensive to apply. And I was like, first day I was just like, I don't even know if I can do this fucking job. Like that was hard. And then fucking a few months later, I was the best front desk that they had from the night shift and day shift. And I look back and it's like, I think like that job is actually harder than the job I have now, because of the intensity of, well, one, it was toxic, and two, it was just constantly high paced where sometimes I wouldn't eat all day. The 12-hour shifts was just go, 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 go. Nurses, doctors yelling at nurses, your nurses yelling at me. And now I look back, and if I look at I come in and I get that, like if I start the day and I look at the schedule, or if I look at something where I'm like, well, this is going to be a tough situation, I kind of think of like, well, it was a different environment, but it was 10 times more stressful than where I'm at now. So it's kind of the same thing. I kind of look back at what I've done before, and it doesn't even have to be something you've done in that environment. It's just something that you've pushed through before. And that just kind of gives you confidence of like, well, if I can deal with that, I can deal with this situation.
That's it.
Like that's, and kind of going back to, you said like having good habits. I like when I wake up in the morning, I try to make sure I have my heavy lifts is the hardest thing I do that day. So I was like, well, I already did the hard part of the day, so everything else, like I know tonight I want to come home and I'm gonna have a good dinner and hang out with my cats, talk to my girlfriend. So I already did the hard part. So like, that's all, like, bring it, dude.
That's the piece.
Yeah, and that's what we're just talking about too, man. How, I don't know if we want to like, pivot a little bit, but
that's fine.
We're just talking about how men look for peace. Not necessarily happiness. And I think that's another big thing as far as imposter syndrome. If you're gonna come home, at least as for me, if I know I'm gonna come home to a very peaceful environment, whether I'm happy, sad, angry, I think that helps get through any moments where you feel any kind of, whether imposter syndrome, where you feel like you're not good enough. So I don't know if you feel that kind of the same on that take.
Yeah, man. I think with peace, we were talking about before. With peace is just, let's just say, having a home that you can come to, and pretty much, quote unquote, like they have on the iPhones, they have this feature called low battery or low power mode,
Yeah.
where you can pretty much conserve your battery, before you go to bed or before you call it a day and stuff like that, where you can come into your place, your home, your place of peace, and you can operate in that low battery mode or low power mode and give yourself time to recharge. Because as soon as we, you and I hit that front door to go out and tackle the day, 100% energy, 100% all go. A lot of times we can't, we don't have the fortune to just go to 50% in the middle of the day. No, we got to keep it up 100% until we hit, back into this place in our home or Zen, whatever we call our peace, and be able to go into that low power mode where we can conserve a little bit before we, lay our head down and go to sleep and then start again the next day. And even the gym, in a lot of sense, I think the gym is where we can kind of break that threshold of 100%, because a lot of times for folks out there that work out, you got to give 150% when you're in the gym. Not unless you just, you're just doing like some maintenance work, you're just doing cardio, but for the most part, you want to give 150% when you're in the gym.
If you want to grow.
If you want to grow, right? You want to push your limits, if you want to challenge yourself, if you want to truly build healthy habits. So yeah, I would say that goes extremely hand in hand when it comes to imposter syndrome and not feeling worthy enough. And I know we talk a lot about the gym, but the gym is the biggest, prove it or lose it situation. We can talk about career, job, but the gym is whatever you put in that shit is what you get out of that shit.
Yeah.
It can be a marathon runner. Whatever you put in that shit, you get out that shit. CrossFit, high rocks, whatever you put into that shit, you get out of that shit. So, it's real.
Yeah, and I remember I was talking about this the other day, how if I'm in let's say I have a meeting with somebody coming up.
Yeah.
And two things, at least for men, I think is really important. As soon as I see them, posture and their honestly, their physical fitness.
Yeah.
If I see somebody with really solid posture coming in, really solid physical fitness, this tells me one thing, that two things. They're confident and they have discipline immediately. And then the handshake. If they try to squeeze my hand a little too hard, they're trying to be a little disrespectful. That already there, I was like, all right, well, fuck this guy.
And they're overcompensating.
They're a little overcompensating. I was like, all right. But if it's a really solid, like a good solid handshake, and it's somebody that's well fit and has a really solid posture, I was like, all right, that tells me that they're confident, disciplined, and respectful.
Right.
And those three things, if you meet somebody and they're like that, that already goes a long way for me.
It does.
So
it's real.
I was telling my nephew Oliver, I was trying to show him how to handshake. I was like, no, you need a hand. I was really trying to show him how to handshake properly, because I remember one time I met somebody, I won't say who it is, but he, I came in with my handshake and he tries to squeeze the shit out of my hand. I was like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? That was me immediately. So then what I do is when he tries to pull back, I pull him in and squeeze it, and I kind of do one of these, no.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you are, but don't do that. And I gave him a look.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, come over here, you dick.
Yep.
So even as soon as that happened, I was like, I don't like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's trying to fucking squeeze it. I was like, bro, you're small too. Why are you trying to
overcompensate?
Yeah.
People try to overcompensate.
Yeah. So, first impressions are important, man. And then I know we're talking about kind of bringing peace.
Mm-hmm.
Man, just a few years ago, dude, even if I had a really good day at work, whether I had good patient care, it was just a smooth day, nothing stressful happened.
Yeah.
I would come home and I was in a relationship that was just fucking toxic, and it didn't matter. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It didn't matter if I was happy, sad, angry. If I come home to a toxic environment, it's just gonna make me pissed off.
Yeah.
even if I come in happy,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why now I'm in a stage, or at least like portion of my life, where after work or what anything, when I come home, you know, I feel at peace now,
Mm-hmm.
where you know I can just play some video games. It'll probably, even if I'm upset, video games will calm me down.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call my girl. She brings, like, she can bring me peace, and that I think that's probably the most important thing for me right now.
Yeah.
Is coming home to not a happy environment, but a peaceful environment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yeah, that's important to me.
It sounds like what you're describing is kind of on the same level as like I think it's called the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where it kind of describes kind of like what type of needs you need in your life depending on what you're going through at that time. You're kind of describing that based on what you need to function and move move within your purpose, move within your goal day to day, and just staying focused and staying level headed.
Yeah,
it's important, bro.
It is.
It's important.
It is, and yeah, man. And it was, we're talking about, I don't know where's the lines, but I think I was just, a few years ago, I wasn't ready for change.
Mm-hmm.
I think is what had happened. And I know for you there's gonna be a lot of change in your life. And what I'm asking here, but for me at the time, I wasn't ready for change.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if it was my mindset or maybe I was just too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to be moving to San Diego, and there's going to be some changes coming up. How do you what was going through your mind when you decided, like, this is what I want to do, and what made you feel that you're kind of ready for that kind of change?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Perfect sense. It's funny because I was talking to my counselor about this maybe a couple of months back. I was going through the process of applying to University of San Diego. I think we talked about it before, but it's this bird called the Sankofa bird.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Sankofa bird, if anyone looks it up, the bird it looks like the bird's head is going to its like caboose area, but it's like a full body bird and its head is going backwards. And the idea of the Sankofa bird is to look backward to find your forward. Every time, anytime you feel stuck in life or you feel like you're losing purpose, you look backward to find what ignited the little version of you. What ignited, what was that thing that without people's voices, your mom, your family, whoever is kind of just trying to dictate and pour shit into you all the time because you're a kid and they want to teach and teach and teach. What was the thing that, if it was just you, Victor, or just me, if you put yourself out there, what's the natural things that you kind of just gravitate towards? What are they? And I had to sit and think about that shit because I was thinking like, all right, I need to figure out what my next move is, because I feel like at 31, by the time I was 29, I was trying to figure out, all right, I need to figure out what my 30s are going to look like, and I need to dominate. Like, I know I need to dominate. I need to be the guy. I need to be that dude. I need it. Mm-hmm. And not in the sense of like I don't have like this severe angst or want to be an alpha male. I'm very much a lone wolf type. I am. This is who I am. But
same.
Yeah, this is who I am. So I had to look back into myself and really figure out, what I like as a kid. And I remember talking to my grandma. My grandma used to she's my dad's mom. She used to be very how can I say this? She was good at looking at nothing and finding something. One thing she used to do is she would always see somebody that would throw out like a chifforobe, or which is like a wardrobe dresser, or like a dresser or something, and it would be missing like a door, like a knob, or missing something like a foot on it, and she would take it. She would ask for my we had a neighbor named Alfred. She would get his truck, and she used to speak American Sign Language, and Alfred, he was deaf, so he only could speak in ASL. So she would go, speak, and I'll be watching like, what? what is going on? And she would just be doing it. And she would get his truck, come back with a dresser. They would haul it into his basement. His basement had a full decked out workstation, sanding, everything you need to take things apart, wood apart, chop it, make something new. Just on our street. So she would always be able to look at something and see the possibility. And I think I adopted that from her because I remember going home specifically and I was back damn near begging, like, I need to see you, because I was like, there's only one person that can unlock these things that I'm trying to piece together in my mind to see what my next step is. There's only one person that saw me as a kid, the insecure, arrogant, know-it-all, the one that you would tell, and she would often try to teach me something that would be like, I already know it, I know it, I got it, knowing that I don't got it, but I would just wanted to do it myself so much, which is the lone wolf thing. I wanted to do it myself so much. So I went home and I asked her, I was like, I'm experiencing these things, and I just need to know, like, well, how was I like as a kid? What are some of the things that I gravitated, without telling her the things that was on my mind? And I lie to you not, dude. It's like she pieced it together like a spider web. It was like she's like, oh, you used to love, this son's childish, you used to love Bob the Builder. And I was like, that's so funny because I've been thinking about engineering a lot, creating, using my hands. And she's like, you used to love Bob the Builder, you used to love just science. She's like, you were so enamored, you used to love Bill Nye, you used to anything with science and magic school, but you would just be so locked in and just sitting there and just like, you wouldn't blink. You were just absorbing it. And I always used to think about how I would view, this is gonna sound funny too, it was this building in Philly, if you look at it, it was called Pico Energy Building, right? Mm-hmm. And on the top of Pico Energy Building, they used to have every day, all the time, used to have the time, the weather, and I guess like a major, it's like happy something day or whatever. And my grandmother, Nana, she had the house, the third floor, it had a clear vantage point to the Pico Building. So I was just brainstorming, I was like, why was I so enamored by this thing? Why did I love it so much? Why was I so enamored by the sun so much? Why was I just love the sun. I used to just be outside, just in the sun. And then it dawned on me. I was like, shit, I think I'm meant to go into renewable energy. And then I started doing research on it, and then I lie to you not, it was gonna sound crazy, I started getting emotional. I was like, that shit is fucking accurate. Like, my life is interesting because a lot of times we live this life, man, we pile so much shit on, from childhood to adulthood, and don't let it be any traumas. That's more shit that kind of stunts our growth in some aspects. And for men, emotionally, women too, but for men mostly, is our emotional development kind of begins early. We need it early. We need it early and pretty off and on. Because we need time to go out, get some bumps and bruises, burn ourselves, and then come back and be like, that's all right, you're okay. Give you a kiss on the forehead, or pat on the butt, and say, go back out there and do it again. So if you didn't experience that shit, a lot of that shit's on your own. You're going through that a lot on your own. So, I think going back to answer your question, really going back and figuring out, okay, what it is that I was as a child that ignited me, that can carry me, to kind of reignite that flame I had as a kid that was influenced by no one, that was influenced by nothing except my own eyes, my own thought, my own ears, my natural senses, whatever, taste, touch, whatever it is, go into that, because that will never steer you wrong. That was the thing that made you enlightened as a kid. That's some shit you can't take away from. The enlightenment as a kid, you can't take that away. That's like when you're talking about your nephews, like you're instilling things into him that he's like, now he's texting you good night or good morning and greeting you every night because he's like, I trust in you, like to guide me, to guide my flame. Light my flame. So, long story short, yeah, but that's the real true path. What led me into pursuing University of San Diego, the engineering program. I feel like that program is the true jack of all trades that I've aspired to be in life. So, long story short.
No, that was great though, man.
Because yeah.
I remember when I did counseling was last year. Fred would tell me. He would ask me all the time, like, well, what did you like as a kid?
Yeah.
And to this day, sometimes I have a really hard time remembering. The one thing I do remember is it was the first time I paid attention to football was when John Elway against the Packers. There was a Super Bowl party, and my cousins wanted to go play something. I don't know if it was tag or I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But I just remember looking at the TV and watching John Elway do his thing, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, just glued to the TV. And I looked at my cousin, I was like, I don't want to fucking go play. I want to watch this. Like, that's the first thing I remembered. I was like, no, I remember the first time watching football, and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but this is amazing. Like, that sticks to my brain to this day. That's why, I don't even like the Broncos, but John Elway I do love John Elway because he was the first player where I was just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, he's a gutsy motherfucker.
Yeah, and it was when I still remember the play where he did the dive and he did the 180 as against the Packers.
Yeah,
it was that game.
That was the game.
That was the game where I was just like, whoa, dude, what the fuck is this? Yeah. I was a little kid.
All guts, man.
Yeah.
All guts and glory.
Yeah, I remember watching that. I was just like, what the... And then when I started watching football the next season, that's when I somehow started watching Brian Dawkins. I was like, oh, this guy's a fuck. I was like, what the fuck is this guy?
That's...
Yeah, man. So even as a kid, like that's what got me, like, that shit got me excited.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about
passion.
Yeah.
The pure passion, that's what it is.
Yeah, man. So, and as far as I remember, that's the main thing. I'm not sure, there's a lot of stuff that I feel like I don't remember. But I remember that got me pretty excited. Just watching the game for the first time. And then after that, yeah, man, every Sunday. And then that's when I started watching college football. And dude, that's why I'm so excited for football season.
Man.
I'm so excited.
No, that's real, because you get to see like real leaders of men, you know? You get to see real leaders of men, even if you think about it in like a, I don't want to say like a predatory sense, but in some like a animalistic sense, I would say. Because Brian Dawkins, that dude is just pure passion, pure. Like, he's legit. Like, he throwing that helmet, that number 20 on his back. He's a different animal. I think what you're describing is the kind of like the men being men. Tough. The tough man. We talked about that before. I think that's important too. Yeah. And I think honestly, based on what we've shared, it's a very on brand how you live your life, man. You get up at 4 a.m. like a warrior, train like a warrior.
Yeah, try, man.
Yeah, so like you're already practicing those things.
Yeah. And another thing I remember as a kid, I loved math. That was my it just came like naturally. I used to piss off I had a math teacher that I would piss off because I was a class clown. I was just and for math, was it algebra? It's like algebra 1 or 2. I don't remember. He would go over an equation, and then once I saw the equation, and I did 1 or 2 like problems with that equation, it was like I got it. Yeah. So then once I got it, I'd fuck around the rest of the fucking class where everybody's like practicing. And I was just like, what is this? Like,
that's me though.
And he would get upset and then he would do if somebody got like the highest grade on the test or somebody got 100, he would be like, hey, good job, this person.
That's how they get you.
And
that's how they fucking get you.
And I was a dickhead because I remember one time I was like, look, man, we both know when you tell people who got the 100, it's gonna be me, bro. Like, I was like, I don't need to study. Right. So after I said that, I was like, fuck, I better get 100 on this test.
Yeah. The pressure is on.
So I just put pressure on myself. And then I remember taking the test and go through it. And I'm like, I think I missed one question. Fuck. Either I got 100 or I missed 1. That's it. Maybe 1. So I turned it in. So I'm sitting there when he's just like, he looks up and he's like, only one person got 100 on the test. I just stand up. I was like, it was me. I just stand up and I just do one of these like,
yeah.
And he just looks at me, he's like, man, you cocky son of a motherfucker. And he's just like, and I was like, I told you. Yeah. And now I like how my brain works. Like if I'm in the clinic, and it's funny because my I have a student right now. He saw it earlier this like a few days ago. You know, if I get a, I guess I don't want to say complicated. Well, I could say complicated. You know, if it's not a really easy fix with a client, and I look at the scenario like if it's a math equation. Where I'm just like, well, if you do this, it turns into this, and if that's wrong, then the equation comes this way. Like that's how I process things when I'm looking at situations. I look at it as a math equation, and that's why I think like in the clinic, I like somebody with some kind of pain that's not straightforward, because then I get into that mindset of like if it's a math equation,
right? And
it's so fun, dude. Like that's because I'll think about like that as a kid. That's what I liked. I like math, and I can put certain things like when I'm in the clinic as a math equation, and it like sparks my day. Like I remember after that eval, I had the student do the eval, but I had to talk him through because it wasn't straightforward. Right. I remember after that eval, I was like, oh, I just felt good. Like it like got me
energized.
Yeah, it got me energized. And then it was funny. I remember when I took my boards exam, the MPTE. I remember like halfway through, I was starting to get tired, and I was like, "Fuck, this test is hard." And then we got to a question where it was a bell curve question, like for like research, where you had to find it was an act like because it was a research question. It had to do with PT, and I remembered. For some reason at the time, I remembered the scenario or the equation from when I was in undergrad, and I answered it. I don't even think I answered it the correct way. I just answered it from the math perspective, and I wrote down. I did the full equation, and I answered the question. And then after I answered the question, it like gave me energy. Just doing that one simple math equation just sparked it. And I was just like, okay. And then I went back to go over I went back in that section to review some of the answers. I was like, oh shit, what was I thinking? It sparked my brain. So I think kind of going back to what we're talking about as kids, like what we liked as kids, I think for me it's football and numbers would get me excited, you know, and one, it's football season's coming up. And two, you know, I'm in an environment where it doesn't happen often, but I can translate my work into an equation where it does kind of spark me. Yeah. If that makes sense.
No, it does. It's kind of interesting because the body is kind of logical in a sense.
It's mechanical.
Yeah, it's mechanical, yeah. Like, and it does take a lot of problem solving because a lot of things, man, happen, especially if you don't understand how it happened, or if you do understand how it happened and how it can, you know, be mitigated for the future. How can it be healed? How can it be utilized for therapy? Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, man,
that's important. That's a really nice way to look at it.
Yeah, I think of it as mechanical. Mechanical when I look at the body. Yeah, I look at it as a math equation. That's why I remember when I was in undergrad. Where I applied to PT school, one of the questions they asked me was like, what was your favorite subject? And I said biomechanics. And I remember I told that, and then the guy interviewing me he kind of lit up like, what? Like, why? And I said, it reminds me of math. And I like math.
I see an expansion opportunity later on down the road for you, man. If that was truly your favorite subject, that can be big. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah, well, biomechanics was fun, man. I love that shit. That was I remember in my biomechanics class in undergrad, the professor wasn't the person that gave out the test. He had a student give out the test, like a student aide. And I remember the person sitting next to me was blatantly cheating, bro. she had her phone like that, and she was just looking up like the test, and I was just kind of looking at her like, come on, man, at least fucking hide it. And I studied, I did, you know, I was just like, and I was looking at her, I said, bitch, I'm still gonna get a better grade than you. That's fucking sad. Like, you have the notes in front of you, and I still got one of the higher grades in the class, but I didn't get the highest. So the person that got the highest was like, they were literally had the notes right here, taking the fucking test, and I was just like, I don't even need to do that, bro. I'm still the fuck ace as shit. And I was looking at the student aid like, come on, man, like, you really just gonna fucking let them fucking disrespect you like this? Like, all right, cool. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything though. That's them, bro.
Man, they probably still getting a paycheck. They probably buy you the paycheck over the actual, like, already learning information.
Yeah, they ain't learning shit. Yeah, it's not their business. I did my thing. Yeah. So, yeah, that's interesting, man. Because when I was in therapy, Fred was always come back to childhood. What did you like as a child? What happened to you as a child?
Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I was telling Georgia this, when I get stressed out, I hold it kind of like here. And when I was a kid, I would throw up almost every day when my parents would take me to school. I remember one time my dad was driving, and I was like, Dad, you gotta stop for a second. He already knew. He's like, all right. As he stopped, I just, all right, we can go. I was probably like 6, maybe 7. And like, because even as a kid, I would hold all my anxiety right here. And I could feel it. And I still feel it where I'm like, there it is, right here. I mean, I can handle it better now. Now I just go to the gym or play video games or
run right through it.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, right here, man. And it's crazy. I think because with my autoimmune issues, most of it comes from the gut, and I actually think that's possibly where it stems from, because I hold all my stress right here, and I can feel it when I'm stressed out. I'm like, oh, and I start to get nauseous. So it always comes back to childhood, man. Always. It's crazy.
Yeah, they say a lot of problems that we face inside, or a lot of any issues that we face, behavior issues or whatever, always stems from childhood.
Always.
It was asked about why your childhood was, or did you feel like it was a safe place where you can truly be yourself, where you can truly experiment and not be, like I said, if you wanted to go outside and let's just say you wanted to freaking look at ants or something, like, were you chastised for looking at ants, or were you allowed to have freedoms? Were you, and I have questions about this too, but if you do something wrong, are you immediately disciplined, however discipline looks like, or are you asked about why you did it? Why what you did, was it wrong? Was it, how do you feel about it? Why did you do it? And a lot of, obviously, I'm keeping it 1,000. I definitely was disciplined. A little smack upside the head. Like it's, we're kids. It's like we keep doing stuff, and you tell them no for so long, and we still do it. It's like, and I was doing some pretty shitty shit as a kid. I'll be honest. Like I was definitely the one to take magnifying glass and just burn through an ant colony. Like I was definitely that kid. I'll be honest. I was that kid.
I did some ruthless ass shit. I remember not one time, I did it a few times. There was the tarantula holes in my house. I'll fill it with water so the tarantula could pop out, and I'll pick it up with a shovel and I'll throw it on an ant pile. I'll be like, I just like watch the water happen. And I'll toss some water, like even if there was no answer, I'll toss some water on the ant pile so they can come out. And then when they would start coming out, I'll throw the tarantula on there and be like, oh.
Yeah, don't let it be any fire ants. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Yes,
right. I felt that tarantula up, bro. Jesus. I was just watching, I'm like, oh, this is fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's the shit.
But hey, I mean, we're kids.
It was fucking violence. Look at they're killing each other.
reenacting like the 300, the War of 300.
Yeah. The treadmill would try to run away, and I'd get the shovel and be like, "No, bitch, get your ass back in there and fucking kill him."
Yeah. That's funny. That's literally something I would do. Like I used to be big on the magnifying glass stuff. Just hitting a right angle where the sun just streams through and just burns. I'm like, that shit's cool. I used to do it with the stones a lot. There used to be a lot of burn marks outside the house because I used to do that.
No shit.
Yeah, I was big on that.
Yeah,
that makes sense with science, so.
Yeah, I like the violence of the fucking tarantula game. I was like, kill as many as you can, but then the ants would finally just take over. There's too many. And I was like, this is fucking crazy, bro. So I just looked for tarantulas because I wanted to see more. And I was getting rid of tarantulas, man.
Yeah.
Fucking in the yard, bro.
Yeah.
And fucking that shit was fun. So yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Fucking good shit. But anything else you want to bring up, bro? Talk about?
I mean, honestly, man, I think we, in terms of imposter syndrome, I think we kind of nailed a lot of it, bro. I think that's something that it doesn't go away. The more you accomplish, the more forward you go. I think it's important to always look back and try to figure out, okay, what got me to this point, and remember, how you failed. Remember how you was as a kid. I mean, it's funny because I was looking at my old high school transcript and I was thinking like, shit, I definitely was underperforming. I'm like, why was I underperforming so much? And you kind of nailed this. I think it was also another component, which I can say too, but I think the main component was I was able to teach, learn stuff so quickly. And I was in a higher school in my high school. So once I would learn it and figure out, and me, I was kind of twisted because sometimes I wouldn't pay attention completely in class. So then I get homework and I'm like, what was this they were talking about in class? So I would look at it for like 20 minutes, just stare at it, literally just stare at it and be like, got it. And then I would figure out the math and then I would just write the answer down. I would not do the work. So my teacher would be like, are you cheating? I'm not cheating. She's like, writing down your work. I'm like, because I just figured it out my way, like I understand it my way. And so they would always think I was cheating or something or whatever. So they made me start doing my work or they wouldn't give me credit. So I started doing my workout and then the teacher would call me after class and be like, how did you do it this way? And I was just like, I don't know. That's all it was. It's mostly but I would do it to myself because I wouldn't pay attention in class fully because I would get how they were teaching it and I would be done pages ahead and just be sitting there.
That's what I did, man. That was in my math classes, bro. I would just as they were going over, I'm like, let me see if I can figure out this myself.
Yeah. Before they even right.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, I got it.
Right. And it's funny. In algebra, we had an algebra tree class, and I did the same thing in my chemistry class. The only time when I really applied myself was 2 classes. It's funny because that's what engineering, calculus and physics. I fucking love physics.
Physics was fun.
I loved physics.
Physics was fun. Physics 1 was awesome, man. Yeah. I love that class. I remember people hate it. I was like, I love physics. Physics 1 was so fun. It was great, bro. You're talking about underperforming. I remember in high school, they had, I think they put the list of everybody's ranking of the school through our ID number. And I remember looking at it, and I don't remember how many people we had in our class, but I was dead center in the middle of that number. Like I was the definition of fucking average in high school. I was just like, oh. And I look at like, fuck, I didn't even try, man. Yeah. I was like, that shit cool.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like literally fucking dead average in high school where I just didn't truly, man, after football season, once football season was over, I was just like, well, I don't really care at this point. Yeah. I don't have to pass it, and then even in undergrad, I got to college, I was just like, no, I got a CE cool, I'm not. I didn't, and looking back, I think it's because this goes back to what I know we talked about. What we want is peace, but another thing is at that time, I think I was underperforming because I really didn't have a purpose. I didn't really care. So then I didn't start doing well in PT in at least in school until I had I was starting a little conflict of I wanted to do initially in undergrad I was going to try to be like a football coach, And then I realized, like, I can't work with these fucking kids.
Yeah.
I don't have patience for this shit.
Right.
So then I was like, fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I remember I applied to this internship program called HACU, Hispanic Associations of Colleges and Universities. And I just randomly got picked up. I did it the second time. This was in 2000, summer of 09. The second time I got picked up by a VA hospital in Buffalo, New York, and I worked as a tech in their PT clinic. And I remember being in it, I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is so much fun. Because I think I like, at least I think one of the reasons I'm doing this is I like talking to people. And I was just shooting the shit with the workers and the patients. Like, that's all I was doing. And I was like, this is so much fun, man. You're just like, because once patients get into physical therapy, at least the outpatient, they're kind of like, they're usually on their way like back to normal,
right.
you know?
Right.
So they're starting to get in a better mood.
Right.
And so I went back to Kingsville, went back to Texas after that summer. And that's when I was like, okay. That's when I was like, what do I have to do to get into PT school? And then I looked at the requirements and I was like, fuck, I am underperforming. Because I was looking, I was like, I mean, I could do that. And I could definitely do that. I just got to,
apply yourself.
No, I just need to start applying myself.
Yeah, same.
So I went down, I went back and I told the advisor, I was like, change my major. I want to be a physical therapist. And I want to exercise, pre-PT. And she just straight up told me, she's just like, you're not going to get in with that GPA. And I said, I know. I'll figure it out. That's why I told her, I was like, I'll figure it out, change it. And she's like, you're not getting it. I said, I'll figure it out. That's all I said, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, she changed it. And that's when I actually started applying myself. And that's when I actually started getting involved with the university. I got into student government, recycling club. It was just fun, man. That shit was fun. And
is it recycling club?
I was in the recycling. Well, my buddy
That's
John.
cool. No, that's cool.
My buddy.
I was just thinking about that.
My buddy John Evers was in it, and I was just like, "Fuck it, I'll get in it." I was like, he would just barbecue and like at the tailgates, and then we just like pick up shit afterwards. But I tell him, like, bro, I'm gonna watch the first half of the game, and then at halftime I'll come help.
That's fair. That's fair,
Yeah.
man. You're there for the game.
Yeah.
Recycling. So.
Yeah, and then I would go help, and then got into student government. Did some things with that. I think I helped the university, but I didn't really start doing things for the school until I started applying until I had a purpose and a goal. But before that, I actually didn't give a shit, man, about school. I was like, all right, I gotta see whatever.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, until finally I decided, I was like, all right, this is what I want,
Yeah.
But yeah, peace and purpose, man. That's what I require.
Yeah, same. Peace and purpose. Well, I think fulfillment kind of goes in. Well, actually, fulfillment is actually separate from purpose, I would say. But I would say peace, purpose, and fulfillment.
What would you define fulfillment as?
I guess my definition would be, you're pursuing something that fills the quote unquote cup, fills your cup in terms of that little version of you. For you, the little Vic, for me, the little Marquise was like the little person. But what fulfills that person, that little person? I think a lot of times, as I was talking about before, we live this life where we're picking up shit. If it's, we realize, at first it's like, we like this thing, but we have to go through school. And then through school, we have these expectations. And then with these expectations, after we're done school, we got to get a job. It may not be what we want to do, but we have to get a job wherever the money goes. And then now it becomes a pressure of getting money. Now we got to be stable. Now we got to get a house. Now we got to have a family. And along that path, a lot of us lose shit. What did I even like as a kid? What was I even like as a kid? What are the things that I can come home into my peace and I have either, let's just say, video game or a jersey represents football or whatever it is that as a kid I loved. Whatever it is, you lose sight of that because you're constantly, picking up the expectations of the world or what a man should be based on the world, as opposed to what your ideals lead you to be. Because as we were saying before we got on recording, is a lot of kids, man, they have so much exposure to the internet. They're exposed to so much shit. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of men, boys, they become very, very emotional because they feel everything. They have a feeling about everything. And if you pay attention to language, it's a lot of times they say, I feel like this. I feel this. I feel like. And it's like, okay, that's okay that you feel that way, but tell me what you think. How are you using your brain to process this? Because as men, I mean, we can afford to be, I guess, emotional in some sense, but full time, no, we actually can't. And on the caveat, there has to be places where we can be that way. You know, gym, sports. If you have a counselor. But on a day to day, there's not a lot of spaces where we can just be, you know, just lead it with emotion first, because that puts us in a lot of trouble. Road rage, fighting, not being able to regulate your emotions. Somebody, you know, bumps your shoulder, and that is you are supposed to respond or react, really respond, but you don't want to risk your life based on an emotional decision.
No.
A lot of people, they want to get you in that emotional turmoil. They want to get you fucked up. They want to get you mad so you can do something stupid and then destroy your life in an instant because you just didn't know how to calm down.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, I know we're talking about emotions and thought process. For me, at least that's nothing for men. You gotta come at things, kind of holding back your emotions. Mm-hmm. But you do need a space where at least somebody you can actually talk to your emotions about, because let's say you're you know, in an out environment and you start getting emotional. Most people don't give a fuck about your emotions.
Nah, at all.
So you got to find, if you're going to be emotional, you got to make sure you're emotional with the right person, not everybody. Mm-hmm. You know. And for me, you know, I was telling Georgia, I said, like, I'm not used to people asking me how I feel.
Right.
You know, like if somebody asks me something, you're like, yeah, I'm good with it. Mm-hmm. You know. But that's not how I feel. But most people don't give a shit.
Right.
Nobody cares, and that's fine. You know, I'm not. You know, you don't pay my bills. You don't. I'm not. You know, I'm not doing anything for you. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to tell you how I fucking feel. Because then now, what if you use that? Like, that could be a sign of weakness too for some people.
It's not a safe space.
It's not a safe space. So. When she asked, she's like, no, I'm not asking you what you think. Mm-hmm. I know what you think. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you feel. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, oh, I don't fucking like it. And she's just like, and she'd be like, okay, that's all you know.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, for real?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's fucking.
It's good.
It's good. I was like, wow.
Refreshing. That's refreshing.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah. It's funny because I like The Sopranos. I don't know why I like this show. I like this show a lot. So I'm rewatching it, and Tony, throughout the whole series, he's in therapy. I mean, you should watch it. It's funny. You'll like it a lot. He's in therapy. Now, for context, the dude is a boss of a mafia family in North Jersey. Like he does, you know, nefarious shit, but it's for the family. You know, does a lot of stuff for the family. But he's a mob boss. He goes to therapy because he has anxiety attacks that he developed from living with his mother. He has depression. He's pretty much a depressed gangster, quote unquote. But in therapy, he was saying he had a real breakthrough. He was crying because he was holding up this lie. His oldest cousin, went to prison because him and the oldest cousin was supposed to do a hit on this guy. Tony got into arguing with his mom, had an anxiety attack and passed out. He fainted. So in therapy, he kept saying, man, he pretty much was saying, like, he kept telling the family, Tony, you know, what I told the family was I got robbed by some black guys. He kept saying it, and it was like, Tony, you big as hell. Like, you big your whole life. There's no way. There's no way. So the therapist was just looking at him like knowing that there's something else behind this. But why would you bring this up? He kept saying it. Then he was like, God damn it. He said, I had an anxiety attack and I passed out and I couldn't. I wasn't there. I can't tell I can't tell my oldest cousin Tony this. He did 20 years when I was supposed to be there with him to get him out of it. And it's crazy because it's just like, he was saying he was having like anxiety attack because he was letting it out, but he was feeling good after. He was like, man, he said that going to therapy is like taking a shit. And then, and then I was thinking, and then the therapist was like, I like to call it childbirth. He was like, no, it's like taking a shit. And I was like, that's exactly what it is. It's like when you have that, how do you feel? When you say like, I don't like it, it's like you're taking a shit. It's like thank God, like I can finally relax, like chill. It's nothing in my, where you said there's nothing in here. Nothing in there. You're like chilling. Like, oh, now I can just sit and kick my feet up and just childbirth. No, it's not like childbirth.
It's like
definitely taking this shit.
It's like, no, I'm like, I fucking don't like that.
Of course.
I feel like, obviously I don't fucking like it.
Right. Like, who wants to be constipated? You don't like it. So you let it out. That's how you feel. You let it out. And it needs to be safe places.
And then when
bathrooms are safe places.
And she's like, okay. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's funny. The Sopranos is good, man.
Dude, that's fucking.
It's
like taking a shit.
Yeah,
it's so
like
funny,
taking a shit. I love that show. Like, I rewatched it maybe 5 years ago. I watched it for the first time 5 years ago. Then while I'm rewatching it now, as I'm packing stuff up throughout the day when I'm doing shit, liquidating or whatever, and I'm just like, that show is really good. It had a lot of hidden meanings, and him going to therapy is big, especially for a mob guy. He going to therapy, that like you weak minded. Yes, and funny, he's there because of the childhood traumas from his mama. Anxiety, panic attacks. He would have panic attacks literally in the show and pass out. Just pass out.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah, you should watch it. You'll be like, this is a good fucking show.
You said, bro, therapy's like taking a shit.
That's what he said. He said it's like taking it. He was holding his chest. I was like, it's like taking a shit. I'm gonna send you the clip when we get done, but it's
it's so
it's hilarious.
That's good shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that reminds me of when Suits, when Harvey Specter starts going to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the same, like when he would just like lash out and like, oh man, it did feel good, man. When I go to therapy and like I would just like fucking let it out.
Yeah,
it's like it would just bring me. I'll be here afterwards. It was nice. I need to go back to that, man. It's been fucking busy.
Yeah, I would say it's good. I mean, at least to go out. Right now, I'm going every 2 weeks. It's good. It's cool just to check up and whatever on your mind, just talk that shit out.
Yeah, where you're at emotionally. Yeah.
Align you a little bit, get you back on the right path. I always say the best time to go to therapy is when shit is good. That's the best time to go to therapy.
Yeah, man.
Best time. Go. Shit is good.
That's when I need to go. I need to go now then, because shit's real good right now.
Yeah, go now. So then you can, just what is it? Reestablish those habits. Because as you said, man, I mean, counseling, for everybody out there, like counseling is that's another safe place for men emotionally, bro. Like, I think if you're a good counselor, I go, a guy, Marlon, he's cool, just a good counselor, somebody you can just say how you feel, and there's no judgment. It's just like, no, I expect you to say how you feel. Let the world not know how you feel because nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
But have those safe places,
Yeah. Find the people that care.
Yeah. That's it.
Yes, not everybody does.
Yeah, not at all.
And they shouldn't. They got their own shit going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. One of three good people that in your life that cares about really how you feel. 1 to 3 people. You can extend it to 5, maybe 10 if you can, but I would say 1 to 3 good ones.
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 is the right number.
Yeah.
Of like
you know how you feel. Yeah.
Really have a safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important, man.
Absolutely.
For men and I'm sure women too. You gotta have that safe space. That goes back to coming back to a place that's peaceful.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I mean, imposter syndrome. That's how you combat that.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good talk, dude.
Yes, sir.
Well, when do you head to San Diego?
The date right now, tentatively, is August 26th.
Damn,
maybe the
that's
27th. Yeah.
When does school start?
September 1st.
Oh shit.
And first it's a Jesuit institution, so they start on their own schedule. They have a lot of breaks built in.
Okay.
So syllabus week, that's You know, it's just really just getting acclimated to the campus, getting acclimated to the professors, their expectations, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I'm not really starting until like the 7th. I think that's following Labor Day. No, it's Labor Day.
Labor Day's the 4th, I think.
Oh, it is this year? Okay.
I think so.
Then I think the 6th.
Because I'm going back to Texas Labor Day weekend.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be the 6th. Everything officially gets rolling.
Sure.
I'm excited though, man. Small classrooms. I get to be hands-on. I get to go back into a school setting that kind of just drove me as a kid. You know, excited about it. Yeah. That's
cool, man. Get you
that purpose.
That purpose and to learn again.
Yeah.
Sometimes I miss it. Like I do, like when we do our continuing education courses. The last one I did, it was good to be around that environment again, with other clinicians and people that are smarter than you.
Yeah.
You know, gotta be around. You gotta have people that are smarter than you.
Absolutely. I could see you having your own clinic, man. Even when you were describing the football is passion in how you go towards looking at the body as mechanical. That's a leadership mentality. You have a lot of leadership qualities. I can see you leading your own. I know you're skeptical about it, but you get the right setting, the right space, in a place where it's needed. You can truly be that guy.
Yeah.
And not have to do much, but just walk through with your coffee and check in on everybody and go back to your office and have an open door policy if you want.
I have that now, man. I've always had that open door policy.
Yeah.
I want everybody to feel safe at work.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few things I need to fix right now, but yeah, I think we're in a good place right now. Finally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Right now we're in a good place at work where I don't have to be there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I have more time with, some new things that's come up in my life that are all good, good and healthy.
Taking Fridays off,
bro.
I was talking to the front desk. I don't know her name, but she.
Leslie.
Yeah,
she's fucking cool, dude.
She said Victor doesn't work on Fridays, and I just laughed. I put the phone down. I was like, this guy, because I was on three-way with the community care VA, and she was talking to Leslie, I guess. And he's like, Victor doesn't work on Fridays, and I was like, yeah, he fucking doesn't. He doesn't fucking work on Fridays.
Yeah, I don't work on fucking Fridays.
Yeah. I was laughing. Of course he does.
That's why now, like, I can enjoy Thursday night football now.
Hell
I get
yeah.
fucked up watching Thursday night football.
Man, I can't wait. Honestly, I love Thursday night football.
Yeah.
I love Thursday night football.
Man, I can't wait, dude.
It's go time, man.
Yeah, because here's a question: would you rather have Friday off or Monday off?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. Friday.
The one thing about Monday off is if like football season, you can like Sunday night football.
You
can like really chill.
You can drink into the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your last beers in the third quarter.
Yeah. Like, I'm getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Now I was like Thursday night football. I can like go home and just start. Watching ball.
Yep.
Like damn. Yeah. Like once I get like when Thursday comes around, I'm just like, it's my Friday, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Bring it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right, bro. That was good, man. I appreciate you always stopping by, but yeah, good shit.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, I want to try to get more consistent with this because this is fun, man. I know it's just been. Honestly, I could say I'm busy, but I can always make time for this.
Yeah.
And I remember I told you I can do like I might start doing like episodes where it's just me.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a little bit tougher for me though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I think it's a way that you can talk about it off camera, but it's a way that I've been looking at folks do it, and it's really innovative.
Yeah.
You talk about it on camera.
Yeah, because I remember I was watching Theo Vaughn. He did a solo episode, and I was like, damn, I need to do that, bro. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir, brother.
All right, y'all. So, follow, like, spread the word. We're back. I'm gonna try to be more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Have a good one, y'all.
Peace.